Well, we're off on another adventure. Got about 1.5 miles to hike in. We just got to the parking area. Mabel's eager. She's way up there. Hi, Mabel. Come here, Mabel. Come here. Here she comes. There she is. There's Mabel. She's very excited to be out of the truck. It's been about a 3-hour drive. And we got 1.5 miles-ish hike to get to where we're going to be staying for the night. Actually, 3 nights. So she's excited. I'm excited. I got one waypoint that I'm going to show you guys once we get there. But until then, it's just basically forest. So if you've ever been to the woods, you know what that looks like. So I'm not going to bore you. But I'll check in with you here shortly. Okay. Okay, so that was interesting. This is the 3rd time that we've been out here to camp. And always go around this gate. Because that's what you do when you're out in the woods. You go around gates. Who cares, right? Well, I'm hiking down there. And all of a sudden it's different. Everything's different. Been up here 3 times. This is my 3rd time. There's like heavy equipment tracks. I'm like, okay, that's weird and different. We get down to this big area and there's a guy's truck sitting there. I'm like, that's really weird. Okay, I better go track this guy down, make sure that we're not, bothering anybody by being up here. We're not doing anything but camping. We track them down. They're trying to mine the site. They're trying to get the patent and make it all official, but government mumbo jumbo. But they tell me that from now on, this gate is just going to be open. So I can just turn my truck around and drive down to the end of the road here and save myself about a 1/4 mile of hiking. And I really like that idea. So that's exciting. I'm going to turn my truck around and drive through the gate and then make life a lot easier carrying my gear to campsite. That's going to be super awesome. Really nice guys. Glad I got to talk to them. Because if I went on down the road and left them back there, my truck was blocking the gate, they wouldn't have been able to leave. That would have been bad for everybody. So Mabel and I are going to hop in the old truck here and get turned around and go to camping. Still got that waypoint we were talking about. We're gonna stop and check that out. In the meantime, that's a lot of hiking. All right, bye. All right, so we made it to that wayside I was telling you about, and I'll let you lead the way. Off the trail, if there is such a thing as a trail. Mabel showing us where to go. Starting to come into view, at least for me. I know it's a GoPro, it doesn't really zoom or anything, so. Look at this old campsite. It's like the 2nd or 3rd time I've been back here, so let's see. There's an old can. There's some teeth marks there. Let's see. See if there's a Best Buy date on it. Oh, there it is. Details on the game end, 6/1 of 1. So it's about 25 years old, 24. All kinds of stuff, shredded cans, teeth marks and everything. Old camper. No way am I going inside there, but poor lighting, I'm sure, for you guys, but there it is. Who knows, maybe the guy was squatting and nature finally got him, or maybe the feds came in and kicked him out. Hard to say. There's a stack of firewood, lots of old tarps and furniture and things. But I don't even know what that is. Crazy. Every time I come back here, I see something new that I didn't see before. And definitely things are moved. So there's an old tent pole. Oh yeah, because there's a tent over there. That's what that is. I thought it was a tarp. That's a tent. So yeah, there's a really interesting waypoint I told you about. And we're gonna keep on going and check in with you once we get to our camping spot. I overpacked, so I got to make 2 trips. So that's stupid, but I want my dog Mabel to be comfortable. So I got too much stuff. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Okay, so checking back in with you guys. Excuse me. Made our few runs back to the truck and back. By few, I mean 2. I got all of our gear down here. Got tarp and the hammock all set up. Took me a while because, you know, most people have a 3x3 or 10x10 depending on where you live, and I have a 16x24. Why? Because I'm not sure. So it took me a while to get that figured out and kind of show you around a little bit. Got the hammock up underneath there. Got the Mabel right over there, even though her bed is right there. Picked the same spot that Dylan and I were in. If you watched my previous video, same location. And we kind of got rained out because all of our rainproof stuff, you know, tarps, jackets, everything was no longer rainproof. So our bedding got wet and we had to leave in the cold and dark and wet. But we still have some firewood here and the fire pit's still here. There's my mess. So I've gathered up some stuff here. I'm gonna gather up some more and we can spark up a fire and get ready to eat because I'm starving. And all I really had was 2 peanut butter sandwiches before I left the house a long time ago. So I'm very much looking forward to food. Mabel already ate a snack. I'm gonna give her some more food here shortly. But yeah, I'm gonna get some more firewood together. There's a whole fallen tree right here with a whole bunch of branches sticking up in the air that are gonna be good for burning. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go on a trek to get some stuff tomorrow. We're in an unmanaged forest and everything is 2 feet around and 100 feet high. And even if it's dead, I don't have a silky katana. I have a Boreal 24 from Agua Canyon. Great saw, just not going to cut down a 2-foot round tree. So I'll find some stuff. There's lots around. I just got to have to trek and go get it. Give me a reason to explore the area a little bit more than we did last time because it was raining. So yeah, I'm going to get some wood and we'll get back with you here when we get ready to start a fire and get ready for dinner. So see you soon. So I went and got me a reasonable supply of wood, at least to get me through the night. A lot of punky stuff, unfortunately, was what was up there. But I did find this branch here. This guy here has all these little spider web little branches here. You can see those. And that's going to make for a good starter there. And what you're looking for is something that's just going to snap right off. If it bends, that's not so good. But you want that snap. You can hear it. Especially when you get down here where it's a little bit thicker. That snap is what you're looking for. If it bends on you, it's not ready. It's not going to light up. But, so kind of been collecting this, starting a little bed down here. But the cool thing is I found this. Put on my gear here, didn't even notice it. Was like, what is this? Get out of here. Take some of it off. You look on the inside there. Look at that nice yellow pitch. This whole log's covered in it, all the way down. So that'll be nice to use. Some nice crystallized pitch will get us going real easy, or at least make things a little bit easier. Also, all these branches that I took off this log, the fatter, more solid end, fat wood. So it's going to be, should be pretty easy to get this fire going. Should being the key word there. So I'm going to go ahead and work on finishing processing up some wood. Mabel's doing some exploring. Where are you going, Mabel? There she is. Smile. Oh, what a silly dog. But yeah, I'm just going to keep working on this and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I got some fatwood shavings in there. I got some old man's beard, a few twigs. Over here on the side, I've got some first and second stage stuff that I've got set up. Here's some of that crystallized pitch that I was telling you about. I'm just going to kind of break it up in there. That'll help get this fire really going, which is going to be great because there's mosquitoes and I don't like them. If you like mosquitoes, let me know in the comments, and then I'll let you know that you're a freaking weirdo. So let's see how this works. Oh, Jesus. Well, that's not working too well. Let's try. Try a different technique, huh? Oh, that didn't do anything. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Old man's beard must have been wetter than I thought it was. It's not taking off like I thought. Damn it. There we go. There we go. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta stick with it. Especially here in the Pacific Northwest, everything is always harder when you're trying to start a fire. Always. I don't care how much work you've done, how much prep work you've put into it. It is always hard. But really though, if you can get a fire started in the rain in the Pacific Northwest in February, when that's all it's been doing is raining, you did something right. You're doing things right. Huh, Mabel? We did it. So I'm just going to keep feeding this until we can get a nice bed of coals ready for dinner. I got a couple of steaks and some Brussels sprouts that I can't wait to eat because I like food. Food is neat. All right, kids, stay cool. I'll see you soon. All right, so we got dinner ready. It's done. I'm ready to smash, but I couldn't do it without showing you how awesome it looks. I got, let's see here, we got some Brussels sprouts. We got some bacon wrapped filet mignon. Mabel's not for dinner. No. Okay, not yet. We're not that desperate. I'm just kidding. We're not going to eat Mabel. But yeah, I'm gonna not make you watch me enjoy this, and we'll get back to you for some other exciting adventure stuff. I don't know. We might have something to talk about before bed. But I'm just enjoying all the green, the quiet. The fire's the loudest thing in the area, and I am so looking forward to dinner. So I gotta get out of here. I gotta stop talking to you. Bye. So I brought 3 charging packs for my phone and cameras, and well, not cameras, my phone and my GoPro. Phone's kind of a backup camera. Take, things for Instagram and send photos to family members and things like that. And GoPro obviously for what we're doing now. But of course I left my charging cord in my truck, of all the things. So needless to say, you missed all of breakfast and the fire starting and all that kind of stuff. But I've just been kind of hanging around camp. Mabel's taking naps and kind of catching fire and enjoying that, and the sounds of the birds and things. Thinking, and I'm thinking that even though I brought 2 gallons of water, which is a good reason why my kit was so heavy, because that's like almost 17 pounds, we're not going to have enough for 3 nights. So I think, and make sure that our fire's out, because I got to have water to put the fire out all the way, because it was already trying to smolder this rotten log. The one place that I didn't have rocks, it was trying to catch that on fire. So don't feel comfortable about that. I want to make sure that we don't burn down the forest. The Forest Service sign still said we're in the green, but it is fire season and everything is starting to dry out. I mean, the wood on the ground is dry in the Pacific Northwest. So not a safe idea to keep things burning the way they are. So I want to make sure that we can put the fire out. So yeah, I think we're going to cut it short tonight because we need water. Stay hydrated, especially Mabel's. She's an active dog. And we're cooking with water, where our food's dehydrated from this point on. And I got to have coffee. So I got to have a little bit of a fire in the morning to boil water for coffee. Because, of course, I didn't bring any stove or anything. We're trying to do it bushcrafty, right? All up in the fire, which is fine. I don't need a lot of fire to boil water in a thin, narrow pan. So that'll be fine. Just cutting it short today. That's all. That's all. Not a big deal. It'll be Father's Day tomorrow anyways. I'll surprise my family. They're like, "What'd you get me?" And they'll be like, "You went camping. That's what you got." And we're like, "You win this round." It's funny, but it's true. That is a pretty awesome gift to be able to go out and go do what we're doing right now. So I'm not complaining at all. I got a pretty great family, and I definitely appreciate them. But we're gonna have to cut it short tomorrow after breakfast, and Mabel will be like, "Dang, I can't chase squirrels," and I'll be like, "Dang, I didn't want you to chase squirrels in the first place." Huh? I stopped you this morning, didn't I? Yeah. She treed one of them. So then there was one in one tree and one in another tree, and they're just chittering back and forth, chittering back and forth. It was like my freaking alarm clock. Okay, okay, we're up. Okay. That's what you got in the forest, right? Chipmunks, squirrels, birds. That's the alarm clock. Of course, the sun was up at like 4:30. That was great. But I see a dead tree that I think I can manage to take. I'm going to go get that. And I'll probably take you along just in case I fall down the hill trying to bring it back. Who knows? But stay tuned. The best is yet to come. It's a little sketchy. It's a little sketchy. I think it's going to hit a widowmaker on its way out. And there's a lot of them, so one might hit another, might hit another. I'm not sure it's worth it. Keep hearing it cracking, like it wants to go. Where you at, Mabel? Mabel! Where's that dog? Mabel! There you are. Okay. Okay, I know where you are now. That's all I really wanted. Stay up there. Woo! Freaking Scotch broom. If you don't know what Scotch broom is, this is plant right here. This guy. Super invasive in this area, especially up where they're actually doing logging. Takes over like right now. Fills up with yellow flowers towards the winter. Kind of makes them pretty, I guess, but super invasive. And right now it's right in my face. I'm not even halfway through. And I don't know if you can hear it, but it's snapping like crazy. Yeah, I don't think it's worth it. I don't know. It just seems super sketchy to me. I thought it'd be a lot easier. I didn't realize it was hanging up in the come here. They're all intersecting up there, this tree and all those dead broken limbs hanging out of that tree up there. And I mean, tomorrow's Father's Day and I'd like to go home to my kids and still be a father. So I I think I'm going to call it quits on this, and let it fall down on its own the next storm or something. But not on me. No way. I'm just going to collect stuff that's already on the ground. That's going to be a lot easier. And right now it's all pretty well dry, so I think that's the best choice, safest choice. So let's go check out what else we can get into. Way down there is camp. I think you can kind of make out the tarp, maybe. But on our way back, I looked over and I saw this tree here, which is going to be much safer and more manageable to take. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this tree, and then we'll have a little bit more firewood to get us dinner and breakfast. So, although it's a super steep hill, so I probably won't even have to carry it back to camp, at least not too far. Here's the me not falling down the hill with it. Definitely not left-handed. Come on, do some footing. There we go. There we go. The bottom's real punky, but that top is pretty solid. I'm gonna go with alder, since a lot of the trees in the area are either alder or Doug fir. And I know it's by the bark, it's not a Doug fir. Get back. Get back. Get back. Go lay down. Right there's good. Stop. Lay down. Lay down. That works too. Stare at me. Good dog. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I couldn't be more happier with that. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Now we gotta go pick it up. Okay. I'm not gonna dive down the hill. We gotta pick our way down. Well, that's not good. How about that? Is that better? I can't tell. Well, got that log back to camp. And the stuff like that makes you go, why am I going to the gym as often as I do for as long as I do? And then you go, oh yeah, because I can carry a log down a freaking mountain. I can also collect half the mountain in my boots. Well, I did something dumb too here a minute ago. Thought I'd improve on my tarp, and I ended up ripping one of the grommets right out. Second time I've ever used the tarp. That's awesome. Fortunately, they're fairly affordable. But I'm also sure that some of you, between the last video and this one, are going, why in the world is that guy wearing a skirt? And I'll tell you, it's not a skirt. It's a kilt. I pretty much only wear kilts. And I only wear UT kilts out of Utah. I've bought some other ones, and it's not the same. They don't fit the same. They don't wear as well. They don't last as long. For you guys, I wore something underneath because I didn't want to have to blur it out. It'd be hard trying to find something that small. Uh-oh. I need a new boot. I need a new boot. These are Keens, by the way. That's about all I wear. Also, and you can see it wears. I'm wearing through them. It's time for some new ones. They're a little pricey up front, but really, I mean, these are probably 3 years in of being worn pretty much all day, every day. This is my third trip to the mountains here this year since February, since my birthday. That we always do a birthday trip for me, my buddy Dylan and I. And so since then, this is my third visit. And I'm talking terrain like this. I did a fence and a catwalk in a guy's backyard, and his yard was like that. My yard is like that. And I got to clear a bunch of brush on that. I have been clearing a bunch of brush on that. So pretty much everything I do, it's Oregon, so you know, it's like this. So I definitely recommend Keens. Those are some good boots. Nobody that I said to say a product for is paying me to say any of these things. They're just things that I buy and wear because I like them, and they have proven to be quality. Like my saw, the Agua Canyon. That thing is a beast. That one blade, I've gone through probably 3 or 4 cherry trees, an apple tree, lots of maples. Just did an alder, a couple alders last time we were out here. It's the same. It's the original blade that I bought it with. This is the aggressive blade, which, you know me, I'm aggressive. Yeah. I'm taking a rest before I start processing up that log. And I thought I'd chit chat with you while I empty out all the debris that was in my shoe. The sun is right on me, and I don't like it. That's all right. It'll get into this Doug fir here soon. That first tree I went up to cut down, there was a Doug fir next to that there's no way 3 of me couldn't have wrapped my arms around it, and I'm a big guy. I'm a big dude. There's no way. Massive trees around here. There's a dead, long dead stump that I'm hooked my hammock to, and the tree straps can barely reach around it. It's like at the limits of the tree straps. It's incredible. There's a couple of those stumps around here. Insane. Just monster trees. Monsters. There's a few babies here and there, but just massive trees. Couldn't imagine what they were like when people first, well, when white people first started coming to these areas. Just giants. I've been down to the redwoods, and I've seen some of those trees. But then I've also seen some of the stumps around here. And these Doug firs don't get near as big. The cedars don't get near as big as the sequoias and giant redwoods. But they're still massive giant trees. At least they used to be. See pictures and stuff like 7 guys are standing side by side, you know, and that's the log. What? That's a big tree. Couldn't imagine all the lumber that came out of that. At one time, fun fact, Coos County led the world in lumber. And now we're closing mills faster than you can count to 5. It's all right. We don't need jobs. Anywho, I'm going to relax for a little bit, drink some more water, keep this fire from getting crazy. And then something happens, I'll check in with you. Other than that, I don't know. We'll see you soon. It's getting to be supper time. I've been soaking cold hydrating. I don't know words. My spaghetti for about an hour and a half now. The mushrooms are still pretty crunchy. I'm willing to go for it anyway. I'm hungry. Mabel's just sitting here chilling next to me, and we're just kind of enjoying the quiet. There was a woodpecker a bit ago. I always like woodpeckers. And occasionally you see the darting blade of grass, or no, I guess not grass. What do we got here? Oregon grape and ferns. So occasionally you'll see a darting blade of something. Usually I'm assuming from a squirrel. Probably one of those two that woke me up this morning. If I get you... I'm kidding. I won't get them. I'm too slow. We got way more than enough firewood, only kind of been processing a little bit as I go. I think I got enough for the night. And a few little kindling tinder pieces for in the morning just to boil up some coffee. Gotta have coffee. And oatmeal. Gotta love oatmeal. All trail classics here. Coffee, oatmeal, spaghetti. Oh my gosh. Anywho, we'll meet up with you here when our spaghetti is done, ready to eat. And I don't have a lot of room left on this SD card, so everything's going to be short and sweet. So, deuces. I think next time that I do any kind of dehydrating of meals that includes hamburger, I'm going to run it through my Ninja blender first before I put it with everything else and then dehydrate it. Because it seems like all I end up with is crunchy bits. It's like having an M&M made of beef in the middle of your spaghetti. And gross. But I'm going to eat it anyway. It's, oh. There we are. All hydrated and hot. Okay, mostly hydrated. Definitely hot. But like I said, I'm going to scarf it down anyways and chew on these nice crunchy bits of beef that are way too big. So, well, there's still the olives and the green peppers. That all looks good. The noodles, tomato. Just got crunchy bits of beef and mushroom. Wow. Okay. So one of the things you don't want to happen in the woods, especially when you're way out and by yourself. One of those things you don't want to happen had just happened. There it kind of is again. Everything went silent. And that's usually nature's way of saying something big and scary is here. Got up and yelled a lot. I'm reheating my dinner now because it got cold. But kind of on edge, which I'd already seen what I think is cougar scat on the trail in. It was old, so I didn't think anything of it. I mean, I thought of it, but you know what I mean. not a big concern as it's old. But we are many miles, many miles from any major highway, road, town, and slightly concerned. We have our deterrents, if you will. Mabel's a pretty good heads up. She was pretty perked up and ready to take, you know, at least bark at something. She's pretty small, so I don't know how intimidating she would be. But that's kind of her job anyway, right? Protect the cattle from, or the sheep, depending on what kind of farmer you are, from whatever it is that might try to take said animal. So I'm sure she would protect me with everything she had, and I would protect her, so. Spooky! Hopefully nothing else happens tonight and we can say goodbye in the morning. So ta-ta for now. So short on the SD card, right? So skipped all the breakfast and packing up stuff. Mabel and I are on our way out. As soon as I started packing up, she was like, I'm headed to the truck. Forget you, I'm done. And kept calling her back. I was like, Mabel, there's things out there that are gonna eat you. And just to prove my point, that track wasn't there yesterday. So I think there's another one up there, but that's a wild, wild place we're in. I kept hearing ruckus in the grass and brush and stuff towards bedtime. I'm like, get out of here, bear, you know, like you do. A couple times really spooked me, but for the most part, no big deal. Man, I've seen scat on the trail. Wasn't sure if it was bear or cougar, full of hair. So we should get back to the truck. I have no worries about that, but man, I love this place. It's so wild. Fucking A. All right. There's that scat I was telling you about. Full of hair and all kinds of other good stuff. Not me. It's not full of me or Mabel. So that's good. But that's going to be the end of our video for this trip. We're almost to the truck and almost to not going uphill with a backpack. Woo! If you haven't tried it, try it. You'll hate it. I'm just kidding. It's pretty rad, but it is hard. But until next time, like the video, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, check it out.